Hello guys, John is back, and today I am reviewing Star Wars Return of the Jedi. It is the last film in the George Lucas era of Star Wars movies chronologically, and the sixth film in the entire Skywalker saga, again, chronologically. And just like the last three videos, I cannot talk about this without getting into spoilers. So, an official spoiler warning. For those of you sick of me talking about Star Wars with spoilers, I do not plan on doing that with The Force Awakens. So there you go. Star Wars Return of the Jedi takes place about a year after the events of The Empire Strikes Back, and is about the entire crew returning to destroy a second Death Star. Yep, it took the Empire 20 years to make the first Death Star, and it took them 4 to make the second one. I'm still trying to figure that out. Anyway, in the beginning, Luke, Leia, Lando, and the droids, along with Chewie, end up breaking into Jabba the Hutt's palace, sort of, and rescuing Han while also destroying Jabba the Hutt. This sequence contains the Sarlacc pit sequence, where they try and drop Luke, Leia, and Han into this creature, and the original version kind of looked like a butthole. But in the special edition, there's tentacles and a weird beak coming out. This sequence also contains the one change in Star Wars, the special edition, that I hate most. At one point, Jabba has this weird dance thing going on, and in the original version, it was all instrumental, but in the special edition, he added in 2 singing aliens. I hate that. I hate it more than I hate Han and Greedo shooting each other. On the other hand, it is followed by a nice addition. I'll not call it necessary, but it's nice. Luke then goes to meet Yoda, and he eventually also talks to Obi-Wan as well. He gets confirmation that Vader is his father, and it is also revealed that Leia is his sister. He goes back to the Rebel Alliance and joins Han and the rest of the crew on the moon of Endor. This leads to a speeder bike chase, which is very nice, and they meet the Ewoks, who agree to help them with their quest. The Ewoks I have mixed feelings for, because on one hand, they address that in war you have to have the will to fight. And they help the crew defeat the Empire. On the other hand, they just seem like critters made to sell toys. Luke decides to give himself up to the Empire to help save his friends. He ends up meeting with Darth Vader along the way while they're trying to send him up to the Death Star. And they have a really nice conversation that ends with a piece of physical acting by David Prowse, showing us that as evil as Vader has become, he apparently cares about his son, and about his son recognizing him as his father. The rest of the movie is a three-way fight scene. Han and the crew on Endor get into a battle to destroy a shield generator guarding the Death Star. Up in space, Lando and his fighter crew are trying to destroy the Death Star. And inside the Death Star, Luke and Vader get into a lightsaber duel. Their lightsaber duel is the most intense part of the movie. It's not the most intense lightsaber duel in history, but it's the most intense part of the film. The battle on Endor ends in success. The battle in space ends in success. Luke does not kill Vader like everyone wants him to. He spares Vader's life. The Emperor tortures him with lightning bolts being shot out of his hand, and Vader himself, who is in pain by what he is seeing happening to his son, kills the Emperor. In the original version, you only got that by Prowse's acting underneath the Vader suit he had. But the most recent edition, I believe, for some reason they added him saying no. You do not need that. Luke then tries to save Vader. And this honestly leads to my favorite part of the movie. Vader tells him he's going to die anyway and asks Luke to take off his mask. Vader's mask. Because he wants to see his son with his own eyes. They have a brief but important conversation that ends in Vader's death. That's my favorite scene in Return of the Jedi. The movie ends with everyone celebrating the fall of the Empire, which leads to my last change the special edition made that improves the films. I forgot to mention the windows in Cloud City in my last review. That's the second change. This is the third and final one. They show all the planets celebrating, not just the celebrations on Endor. Anyway, the special effects in Return of the Jedi are unfortunately somewhat downwards in quality compared to Empire and A New Hope. Those two still stood the test of time. This one, some of the effects did not hold up. George Lucas and Lawrence Kasdan together wrote a really good script, despite the fact that some of the dialogue wasn't that great. The director, Richard Marquand, in my opinion, his direction did not really help the film at all. Had Ernie Kirshner decided to come back, it might have been a different story. Had who George Lucas wanted to direct the film directed it, Steven Spielberg, I think it may have helped as well. But unfortunately, because of legal reasons, he could only go to Richard Marquand. Before I get on to my final notes, I need to commend a couple people here. Anthony Daniels as C-3PO. He did a wonderful job as C-3PO. Not only was he acting in a suit, but he also had to provide his voice. I think they did a terrific job casting Anthony in the role. And also the late Kenny Baker as R2-D2. We're not going to replace him at all. You just cannot replace what Kenny Baker did. Anyway, Return of the Jedi is not one of my favorite movies. It's my least favorite in the original trilogy. However, if it were released in theaters right now, I would recommend seeing it in theaters, but at a matinee time frame. So I'm going to give it a matinee. Well, that's the end of the George Lucas movies. 7 years after Revenge of the Sith, he sold his company to Walt Disney Studios, and they have been running the show ever since. I will get into their movies soon with The Force Awakens. Well, that's all I have for now. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all later.